Hey guys, Alvane Productions here, and today this is my first video, and I'll be showing you how to make a biosphere in Minecraft. So to start out with, I have a pre-made world here, and we're going to start with, this is my favorite part of making it. So first you need a whole lot of TNT, and just place it any way you want. Anyway, it's just fine. Just make a nice bubble of it. And you make a big hole in the ground, basically. So, I'm almost done here. And then put down a button and stone. And then set it off and go back. Sorry if the loading is a bit slow, my computer is not the best at loading things like this. And then you might notice that you have multiple craters. If you have a large amount of TNT, you might create a large amount of craters, so what you want to do is fill up those craters, or fill up the craters that you don't want. So I'm actually going to skip that step. And pretty much, you want this to be a bit more flat instead of coming up. You want to see more stone here. So I'm going to blow out this section of it. So that I can see more stone. Because I want it to be level pretty much. So I'm going to wait for this to detonate. And there we go. Now I'm going to clear out this bit coming in. I just like having a nice open space to build it in. It's always good. I'm going to remove this clump of dirt. And that's it, pretty much. And we're not done. So make sure there's a good wall around it. So so it looks kind of like this. And you can fill on those craters and just make it look pretty open. So you don't want this to be in here. And now, around the perimeter, you want to put a too high wall of grass or dirt. Now this is one of the longest steps. Actually, I might go and edit this out, so I'll see you soon after I'm done building the wall. Okay, I'm back, and I have a 2 meter high wall around the perimeter. And the next step to this is to go and make a 1 meter high wall around the outside of the 2 meter high wall. So I'll cut the recording and then edit in the next part. Okay, so I've built the 1 meter high wall around the perimeter. So the next step is to make another wall out of glass that comes over the wall like this. So if this is your 2 meter high wall, then the glass would come out like this. And then do that around the interior of the wall. So it's the anti-perimeter. And then just build that around. And then in part 2, we will be finishing the dome of glass over it. But all you have to do is just build this part in. And I will edit this out. Well, I'm back, and the glass wall is put in now. And the next step is to fill in the floor of the biosphere itself. And to do that, you'll first have to choose a level where the floor is going to be. And I think this is a good level right here because there's so much of it currently. So I'll be filling in these parts where it's going down, so it's going to be entirely level. And I'll see you once that's done. Well, I'm back, and now I have a level floor, which is made out of stone. And the next step is to basically clear up these walls, because currently they're very random and they don't really, there's bits sticking out like this. So it's going to clear up those bits while still keeping it looking a bit like this as well. So leave some of the bits in there and then clear out some of the others. So if it's hanging over something like this, it's going to break that. Like this is acceptable right here. And just be sure to make the floor be level. So once that's done, the next step is to make an entrance into it. And this will become very useful once we finish the dome of this glass. It's not going to stay like this edge. So one thing that I like to do is use a bit of redstone in it. So I'm going to make a good entryway like this. The stone walls, and I'll see you when that's done. Well, I've finished the door. I decided to go for a pretty simple little 2x2 double piston door. If you want a tutorial on how to do it, then just go and comment down below, and I might make a video tutorial for it. But the next part of this is to basically we're gonna make a little farm for food, because one of the only ways to get food is a farm, because then where are you gonna get your food? So I'm going to make a pretty simple little wheat and beet farm. So seeds and beetroot seeds, and also a hoe. I'm just checking something. So I usually have it pretty far from the door, just for that's just the way I like it. You can put the farm wherever, and it's just gonna be a pretty basic farm. So you have 2 rows of dirt, and then water, and then 2 rows of dirt and water, then repeat. And it's pretty basic. this is gonna be a pretty large farm. Now it's got to till the soil. And since I have 3 rows, I'm going to choose 3 different things to grow. So I got wheat in this row, and then beets in this row, and melons in this row. And that's the farm done. Take a little fence around it. Actually, I'm going to be extending the farm out a little bit. So we're going to have a little animal pen. A couple cows and a few pigs. And now the same thing on the other side. You got your grains and meat. Now it's time for basically where you're gonna live, because you're not just gonna be like camping out here. You're actually gonna have like a base. So I usually make it out of iron, and then just have a large base, like probably like a big wall coming out like that. Then I was gonna put it in the wall, and then I'll see you later.